How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Deep Dark issue number 1. This is a book that I kind of just picked up on a whim, not really knowing much about it. The way my comic shop is laid out, they have the new releases and they're divided by DC, Marvel, and then non-Big 2 books. And it's that third section I always try to check out and look for interesting stuff from. With comic books in general, it's a lot of these really cool, smaller titles that kind of get overlooked. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there, especially if you're interested in comics outside of the superhero genre. And me being a huge horror geek, I always browse through that third section looking for horror comics. So when I came across this one, I really didn't know much about it going in. I just saw a cool cover for what clearly looked to be a horror book, and I flipped it open and saw that the artwork was pretty cool. The story and the art is actually both done by David Sundra, so a sort of a one-man team here, and the art is really, really good in this book. It's black and white and just super detailed technical drawings where you can tell that this guy spent hours and hours just drawing the plant life in the background. And yeah, if you want a book with really, really good detailed art, this is a good place. The story itself, you get this girl and she's looking for a hidden section of woods known as the Deep Dark, which is supposed to have strange and mysterious things that can be found nowhere else in the world. And she eventually finds a guy that can take her there, but when she gets there, she finds that the rumors are understated, if anything, and the Deep Dark is a very, very strange and mysterious section of the woods. And yeah, it's going to turn into kind of like a Alice in Wonderland story, but instead of whimsical fantasy, it's creepy forest-based horror monsters and stuff. And overall, a really, really fun book that ends at a very interesting point, and I'm really wondering where issue 2 is going to go with it. But overall, as far as non-Big 2 books go, and as far as horror books go, this was a really good, pleasant surprise, and I really can't wait to see where the series goes after this. So definitely a recommendation for horror comic fans. But anyway, if you guys want to see a little bit more of the story and a little bit more of the art, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera where we can take a little bit more of a look at this release. I won't be doing any major spoilers, but I will show you a little bit to give you kind of a taste. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at Deep Dark, issue number 1. Let's go ahead and bring this closer to the camera. We can see the credit line is only one person, and there's his signature, the Source Point Comics logo, and a nice big number 1 at the bottom. Anyway, pull it out, and the cover here is really nice. I like how a lot of the cool aspects you can see from a distance, in particular this really nice monochromatic blue color range. Really good, really striking. I really love the blue. We also get a nice portrait of our main character hiding behind this tree here. So the elements of the cover, the blue, the character, and the woods, you see those all really, really quick, but it's not till you look a little bit harder that you see there's a monster coming at her in the woods. So overall, I really do like this, especially the colors. And if we flip to the back, the Source Point Comics logos are on the back of all their books, and this one has the nice blue on the back as well, and the cover inside there. And we get a C00111, first issue, first cover, first edition. And the price of $4.99. $4.99 you know, it is a pretty standard indie comic price. But that being said, definitely worth it. In addition to the really good art we have in here, we also have no ads except for the ad for the next issue. And it's also 28 pages long. 28 pages when most books are 22. Yeah, if $4.99, higher side, but probably worth it. If we crack this book open, we get the credits, and it, you know, a nice little pitch on there, which I really do like that they found a place to put the pitch, because you really do kind of need a pitch, you know, when people are looking at the comics, deciding what to buy, giving them a little blurb to explain what it is. That's really nice. The nice deep dark logo, written by David Sundra, art by David Sundra, and letters by David Sundra. So yeah, a one-man team here. Anyway, after that we get into the book proper, and I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to show you guys a little bit of the story, a little bit of the art. I'll try to be avoiding the end bits, but I will, you know, show you guys a little bit of the setup, and I really do want to show you some of this cool art because, like I said, right from page 1, pretty cool stuff. So without further ado, the plot. Deep Dark, Chapter 1, The Forest, and story and art again by David Sundra. And we get to see our two main characters here, this girl who's looking for the Deep Dark and her guide, and they did not shy away from the details on all these trees. Yeah, that's the thing, the forest is a cool location, but get ready to draw some trees, man. Anyway, they start to talk, and he goes and explains the sort of origin of this woods, how it's in a place called Totem Forest, and they called it that because the local Native American tribes put totems in this forest to mark out an area known as the Deep Dark, a place where strange and mysterious things are known to happen, and there's stuff there that you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Now, she's been looking for this quite a while, and he says, you know, don't get your hopes up, we may not see anything. And there's a fun line where he talks about, you know, there's more than just wolves in the woods. Like what? Bigfoot? Well, they did set that up earlier where he goes, you know, don't expect to see Bigfoot. And then he kind of hints, but we might, you know. And I do want to say, you know, introducing that joke, there is more stuff in the woods. But that being said, I don't know if Bigfoot will show up yet. Not in issue 1, but it gets the right idea. We get a flashback to her, and she's been looking for this deep, dark woods. I don't know if she's a reporter or a researcher. I imagine we'd get more on her story in a minute. But she goes to this town, and she's been in there for like a month, asking all the residents because she knows it's nearby but doesn't know where exactly, because it's a section of the woods, deep in the woods, and she needs a guide to find it. And she talks to this one guy, and you know the guide there in the background, and she's thinking it's all over when he approaches her. And when he approaches her, he says, I can not only just show you where the woods are, but I can take you there for a fee. But he says, we have to leave right now because you don't want to be in the woods after it's dark. So kind of a bad decision to go, hey, here's this thing, we have to leave right now, and you can't get adequately packed or adequately prepared. You know, you just have to leave right now. So yeah, maybe not the best decision, but granted how that's his only option he's giving you, and you've been looking for this thing for a month, you can see why she leaped on it. Anyway, back to the present, she turns around, and of course, the guy is gone, and now she's alone in this woods, and I really do love this panel here, where, you know, you can see she's alone, and again, so much of the time in the artwork must be drawing all these intricate trees, but boy, that is a good panel for You're Alone in the Woods, huh? Almost a full page splash, but we do get the little insert panel there. But after that, we of course, phone runs out of batteries because she didn't have time to prepare, and we get these really nice where she's yelling for help, and she starts to notice these fireflies, which will eventually lead her to the edge of the Totem Woods. So yeah, she's found the place, and we can see behind her that, yeah, these woods are going to be very, very strange, you know, so I won't show you guys too much farther in the book, maybe just one quick little peek at a lot of this forest and foliage and just all these, because all these little panels are different things that are in the woods, different types of plant life, and it really is showing you that this place is going to be strange and different. And I don't want to go much farther in the book. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid major spoilers, and the staple is your indicator to halfway through the book. But I will say, don't forget this guy on the cover, right? And it does get to be a good horror story, a good, I'm plunged in the middle of nowhere, strange rules, no idea what's going on, how do I survive getting dropped into this mysterious, mystical forest? And as I hinted at earlier, it ends on a very strange place, which has me wondering, okay, what is the series really going to be about? What are we doing? How is she going to get through this situation? And I really am eager to pick up issue 2. Like a lot of the times, issue 1 is the setup. It does introduce the world. But issue 2 is going to be more where we see how it becomes a series. And given how this one ends, I really am curious what the overall plot is going to be like. So overall, a really good introduction with really good art. I really did like it, and I really am curious where it's going to go in the future. But yeah, Deep Dark, definitely a good read. Definitely pick it up. Alice in Wonderland, but with Woodlands horror. That is really cool. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. How about my comic book issue 1's playlist, where I've talked about other issue 1's of other comics, you know, introductions and seeing what a book is going to be like. Covered lots of cool stuff in there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Issue 1's playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.